everyone, I'm Rob Scott from UC Today, and in this session we're going to be diving into one of the biggest challenges facing enterprise IT and collaboration leaders, and that's how to simplify and secure the modern meeting experience in a world where Microsoft Teams dominates. But not every meeting runs on Teams. So joining me are Tim Banting, Head of Research at Techtelligence, and Oliver Van Camp, Product Director at Barco. Tim, Oliver, great to see you both.
Pleasure to be here, thank you.
Great having us, Rob. Thanks. Great to be here.
Great. Well, thanks for joining me. And it's a really, really hot topic, this, isn't it? So keen to dig in. But first of all, let's just start with the big picture, I suppose. I mean, every IT department's, talking about trying to make meetings easier, right? We've been hearing that for years. They want more consistency. Frankly, they want less of a headache. So, Tim, from your research perspective, what are the biggest pain points enterprises are still facing when it comes to meeting room technology?
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, I think there's two areas, really. The real headache is fragmentation. So most IT teams are juggling a sort of patchwork of dashboards and firmware updates and vendor systems that don't talk to each other. And you get, on the meeting room perspective, on the meeting room side, you get all of that cable spaghetti and adapters and dongles and inconsistent room setups. And you've got a user experience that's overly complex and daunting. And that's, of course, made even worse when people might not be in the office all the time, but they might be traveling and commuting at sort of hybrid work experience. And they go into a room that's unfamiliar with them, and it takes them about 15 minutes to set up just to attend a meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've all seen them. We've all been there, I think, haven't we? Oliver, you're seeing this firsthand with your customers. How does this kind of fragmentation impact IT and users in the real world?
Well, I think for users, when they walk into a meeting room and every meeting room has a different set of technologies, different way to start a meeting, it gets very confusing. So getting a consistent experience throughout those rooms is important to be able to start your meeting with confidence and have great meetings. And the same is true for IT admins. If they have different brands, different types of equipment in all of those meeting rooms, different platforms to manage them from, it becomes a headache to follow up on and to manage and maintain, to make sure those meeting rooms are up and running, and ultimately users can use them at any moment during the day. That's why we design our products to have a consistent experience, whether it's from a user or a admin perspective.
Yeah, and there's certainly nothing consistent about collaboration, though, is there? There's so many different tools, so many different platforms, devices, and everything else nowadays. So, absolutely love that idea. So, let's talk about the Microsoft connection for a moment. Because most enterprises nowadays live inside the Microsoft 365 ecosystem in some way or another. So Oliver, ClickShare Hub has been built on the Microsoft device ecosystem platform. I think some call it M-DEP for short. For those who don't live in acronyms, what is M-DEP and why does it matter?
So M-DEP is Microsoft's flavor of the Android operating system for devices. They decided to make a version of themselves to better integrate with their IT tooling, so their management tooling, enterprise-grade tooling, and to make sure that it also achieves the security and requirements for corporate and enterprise customers. So that's basically what the M-DEP platform is about. And from our perspective, it was a great way to start actually on an Android platform already, using those base functionalities, that base layer of security, and incorporating into that all the security and ease of administration capabilities that we've been building on our ClickShare devices for years. And now also bringing that to our next generation devices like the ClickShare Hub.
Great, thanks. And just so I understand, so from a buyer's perspective, it keeps everything inside the kind of trusted Microsoft environment. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So the Teams Admin Pro Portal, all the platforms they know to manage their Teams devices now are even or the devices are even accessible to those platforms as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Over to you, Tim. What's your thoughts on that? How significant is that? type of solution for IT leaders nowadays?
Yeah, I think it's a big deal, Rob. IT is desperate to simplify management. They're wanting to reduce compliance risk and basically make their lives easier. And M-DEP keeps them inside Microsoft's update and security framework. So that means that governance is easier and security stays consistent. And that's something that the vendor, Microsoft in this case, takes care of rather than them. So all of those firmware updates, all the patches, it's all done without IT having to go around every meeting room and trying to set it all up within the environment that they use on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about ClickShare Hub for a moment. The range, I suppose, there's more than one. It's been designed to meet the needs of kind of small meeting room spaces, mid-size, I suppose, and large enterprise, and more complexity in types of environments. So how does this all come together, Oliver? Could you just step us through the product range?
Sure. So we have two versions of the ClickShare Hub. Both of them are modular Android-based. So we talked about M-DEP, right? Android-based room system computes. One is really catered to the simple, that's why, hence the name Core, simple one-screen setup, just a control panel and get up and running in those rooms. The other is for the more advanced integration of audio and video and dual screen support. Also more advanced collaboration capabilities in that with the two wireless presentation buttons included in that. So it brings that compute to all of those types of rooms in your organization and basically making them ready for to add the layer of AI that the platforms like Microsoft and Microsoft Teams rooms are bringing.
Great, and then there's a consistent user experience across all these products. Is that's correct, isn't it?
Absolutely. So you'll find the same control panel in all of those rooms with the ClickShare Hub. You'll find the same ClickShare buttons to do your wireless presentation, 4K wireless presentation. Same BYOD flexibility in those rooms. So yes, absolutely. Independently of what the video or audio solution is you've chosen for a user, for an admin, it will be the same experience.
Nice. Tim, how important is that to enterprises?
I think it's vital. I think standardization, consistency, ease of use, it's a really big deal here because enterprises want every room to feel familiar, but they need the flexibility to scale from those small huddle room spaces to those very large, complex boardrooms. And I think what Barco's approach strikes is a balance between that one consistent user experience and tailored to those specific spaces. So consistency is really important. You don't want to have to retrain users on how to use a different system if it's a small huddle room or how to train executives in the boardroom. If it's consistent, that's key.
Yeah, spot on. And I suppose let's talk about, the elephant in the room, which is always kind of multi-vendor environments, which creates a whole another level of complexity. But it is the reality. And even if your company runs on Microsoft Teams, your customers or partners might be using Zoom, WebEx, or even Google Meet nowadays. So, Oliver, how does Barco handle that multi-platform reality while still, aligning, closely with the world of Microsoft?
Well, I think we stepped into that world when we launched ClickShare Conference, launched BYOM, bring your own meetings, right? The concept coined in 2020 when we launched that conferencing. It was really all about agnosticity, being able to, from your laptop, start any type of call on any platform. Of course, today there's a number, Microsoft Teams rooms, Zoom rooms, and Google Meet, I think, are the established parties for those platforms today. And an organization has standardized on that. So let's take they're standardized on the Teams room environment, for example. Today with our CX50 second gen, so the top end of the range of ClickShare Conference devices, we already integrate with those MTR systems and we bring switching capability, not just wirelessly presenting into that room or that call, but also switching that MTR room, that fixed MTR room into a Zoom room by running the Zoom call on your laptop and using the audio and the video from the room on your laptop, just like in a BYOD mode. So this is a capability we have brought with the CX50 second gen. And this is also the direction we're going with our ClickShare hubs, because we also want to bring that ease of use, that ease of native interoperability, I would say, to those devices and to those rooms.
Yeah, and it's that word again, is it? Interoperability. I mean, it all makes a lot of sense. So it's all about enhancing what enterprises already have and not forcing them down one particular platform route, I suppose, is what you're saying. Tim, any thoughts on that? What does that look like if you zoom out a little bit and look at the market? What do customers want?
Nice pun in there, zoom out, Rob. Yeah, that's right. I mean, most enterprises may be all in on Microsoft, but they still need to meet people, namely external customers, partners, or suppliers where they are. And those will be on different platforms. That can be Zoom, Cisco WebEx, Google Meet. And I think Barco's approach gives them the best of both worlds. They've got that deep Microsoft integration with the freedom to switch to other UC platforms when they need to. That's vital. You can't force people to come onto your platform. So you need to maintain that flexibility so you can meet people where they are.
And what about meetings that aren't online at all? I mean, not every session needs a video call. Oliver?
So I think when meetings are happening in the office and in the office only, and with the recent return to office mandates that we've seen throughout the US and some in Europe as well, I think it's very actual today. You still need to be able to, in a meeting room, share your content. You've prepared this PowerPoint presentation for the last week. You want to put that on screen and you're already stressed about the presentation. You don't want additional stress of what cable you need to plug into what connector on your laptop, right? So that simplicity of sharing, whether it's with the ClickShare button or with the sharing protocols like AirPlay or Google Cast, Miracast, being able to do that in the way you prefer is key to start that meeting in a fluent way and to relieve you of that stress, that additional stress that no one really wants at that point in time, I think.
It's really stressful as well, isn't it, Oliver? You get multiple laptops. You think, well, is it a D-type serial connector that I need to plug in? Is it USB-C? Is it USB-A? You have dongles and cables all over the place. So I think that wireless flexibility sounds fantastic.
Absolutely. That's the success of ClickShare, I would say.
Cool. So I want to look at it through the buyer's lens, maybe the chief, information officer's lens or the IT director. They're all about balancing security, they're trying to get user adoption, and ultimately trying to get long-term value from these investments. So Tim, from your research, what are they prioritizing right now?
Yeah, I think those IT decision makers want three things. It's the three S's. It's the sort of simplicity, the security, and the scalability. And they're done with complexity, as we've spoken about. They want technology that fits into their existing ecosystem, not more dashboards to manage or more management interfaces. So M-DEP and ClickShare Hub ticks those boxes. It helps them simplify the governance. It helps them reduce risk and security problems, and it delivers that consistency across every room.
Great. And Oliver, if you had to summarize the ClickShare Hub, message in one line to those buyers, what would it be?
Well, I'd say the ClickShare Hub makes hybrid meetings effortless, whether it's Microsoft first, but not Microsoft only, right? We discussed the interoperability between other platforms. Even if you're standardized on Microsoft, you're going to have that Zoom call, you're going to have that Google Meet call at some point in the week. So having that standardized solution throughout all of your meeting rooms with the security and the reliability, from Barco and ClickShare is really the one thing or the few things I would say to that buyer.
Well, it's been a great conversation. I've really enjoyed this. It's such a relevant topic right now. So thank you both. But I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. But once again, thanks for joining me.
It was a great conversation, Rob. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
So if you're an enterprise IT leader looking to simplify meeting management, reduce risk, and give your teams a better collaboration experience, make sure you check out Barco's new ClickShare Hub range. And you can find out more at barco.com/ClickShare. We're going to put a link down below. I'm Rob Scott from UC Today. Thanks for watching.